What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Gotti's Garage. Now, you're probably watching this video because you're interested in one of my stability control bypass harnesses.
The stability control bypass harness completely disables stability control, allowing you to slide, drift, or do donuts in your Ram, like it should have been intended for from the beginning. Designed to reverse all that anti-fun crap that they put in your truck. So when you guys get your package in the mail, it's going to come in an envelope like this, with your label on it, of course. And then inside the package, you'll always have a little slip that shows what you guys ordered, as well as a little discount code here on the bottom, so make sure you check that out. Inside the package, you got your fused harness. So this is the one that plugs into the fuse box alone. It doesn't matter which orientation it goes. Once you pull your fuse, whether it's J07, F26, doesn't matter. You plug it in any orientation you want, and then that's set. Okay, so once you plug that in, then we move on to the extended harness. And then you'll get your 10-foot harness. This is your extension harness that goes from the fused harness to the actual switch inside of your truck. And then, just dump the bag out here. You have your 30 amp fuse, which will go into the fused harness. I never put the fuse inside the harness itself, because I want you guys to be aware that there is a fuse. And then you get your switch. This is a 3-position switch. You do not ground anything on this harness. Nothing needs to be grounded on this harness. On the wireless harness, you ground something. And if you're interested in a wireless harness, go ahead and check out the next video that I'm going to be posting, and we'll show you some more information about that. But this is just to be used with the 10-foot extension harness. You plug in one on this side and the other on this side. And then you kind of just mess with it until you get it where the light turns on when your electronic stability control is off. And then the light turns off, your electronic stability control is back on.
One pointer I'd like to put out is that when this video was filmed, this was a test harness, not a harness for sale. So you'll have a nicely loomed harness, so it will never look like this. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Here's the two ends I was talking about. You got your inline fuse and you got your quick connect. You have this quick connect right here hooked to 2 wires that run through your firewall. And if you can see right here, there's a little rubber grommet right there. You can push that either inside or outside into the engine bay, and it runs through here. And I have it running through my dash, and I pulled this dash off, 2 little screws up here, and this whole cover pops off. Here's the switch. I just drilled a hole into that, and I put the, obviously I hooked all the wire up for that. So that's pretty basic, and it's pretty simple. There's a lot of room behind the dashboard for you to do that. So now, the fuse we're talking about is this fuse right here, which is F26. And F26 right here is ABS, BSM, ECU valves. And what that does is it controls your ABS. So you'll have an ABS light on, a traction control light on, and a stability control light on, indicating that you have no driver assist on right then. After about 10 minutes of use, there does come a check engine light on, but either you can clear the code by yourself with a scanner, or you can just shut the truck off, let it sit. And normally that works for me and stuff. I never clear the code. It doesn't affect anything. It turns off all by itself. So what you want to do is you want to pull this little fuse out. There is a fuse puller, but I lost it. And then all you do is you take your fuse right here. I'm going to try to set you down so I can do this. See if you guys can see anything. You got 2 little terminals in there. And then you're just going to plug your harness into each terminal. There you go. So it is connected in there. And then all I do is I kink it back so your fuse stays inside the box. You guys will have a covered fuse. This is just like a first prototype of mine. So I just kind of kink it in there. And I set this right through here. Kind of hard to do with one hand. There, just like that. Closes the box. And then you take your quick connect right here. Hopefully you can see this. And you plug it in just like that. So then you have your wires all ran. And obviously you can make it nicer and stuff. I don't have any wire loom on mine, but eventually I will do. Okay, so now you have your harness connected to your F26 fuse outlet or inlet, whatever you want to call it. You have the wire all ran. You figure out where you want your switch at, whether it's here, whether it's like up here, whether you're just hanging it up here, whatever you want to do. You can then turn your switch on, which the light will turn on. And then your anti-service system will come on. Just like that. And that causes it so you have no traction control whatsoever. And you turn it off. As soon as it's off, everything goes back off as normal. And yeah, now after this, I'm going to throw in some clips of me drifting around with this harness turned on, which is actually cutting off the system. And I hope you guys enjoy. So make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. I'll put a link down below where you can get this harness at. And I hope you guys utilize this snow, because these trucks are really, really fun to play with. They have a ton of power, a ton of angle, so you can practically do everything you can in a race car, in a truck, in the snow, and it's a lot of fun. So you guys stay different. Thank you for watching, and make sure you pick up on your harnesses, because they were selling quick, and I'm telling you, they're worth the money. They're a lot of fun.